What's up, guys? Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens, number 1 seed at home, AFC Championship. Held the Chiefs to 17 points. They going to the Super Bowl? No. A lot of people want to blame Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator. They didn't run the ball enough. They didn't let Lamar use his legs. I don't know about any of that. I think their game plan worked really well, and their receivers were well schemed open. A lot of people want to blame Zay Flowers. Oh, he fumbled at the goal line. If he didn't do that, if he would have just gone down at the 1 yard line, they're at the 1 yard line, they punched that in for a touchdown, tie ball game. Okay, even assuming that all that's true, Lamar Jackson missed a lot of opportunities. Not only because he missed throws that he made, not only because he turned the ball over twice and it should have been 3 times, but also just because he didn't make the throws that were there. In this game, Lamar Jackson showcased all of the flaws that make me hesitant to call him MVP, that make me hesitant to call him a good NFL franchise quarterback. Really bad processing after the snap. Really bad short accuracy. Really bad deep accuracy. Fumble prone. Bad pocket awareness. It all comes up on this game. It's all there on the film, and I see it a lot. Now, this was his best year, but I don't think he was the best quarterback this year. Make sense? Anyway, plenty of talking, a ton of film to get to. So without further ado, let's get to it. All right, first play, Lamar gets jobbed. This is a good throw. It just gets dropped. Not his fault. Next play we're going to watch. I want you to watch the route progressions here. I'll rewind it again. So here's your play action. Here's top of drop. This is where Lamar is supposed to be looking to throw. Now, I understand that the progression is to his right, where he's got the running back uncovered. Fine, check it down, get some yardage. Or, alternatively, he does have the deep dig right here. Now, the deep dig is a little scary. There's a safety who's sitting on the tight end. Maybe he gets in the way. And there's 3 defenders in the area, so you actually have to make a nice, accurate drive throw. Maybe Lamar doesn't trust himself. A good NFL quarterback should. However, look at the bottom of the screen right here. That's OBJ. Now, I know that OBJ is not the guy he once was, but in football, there's a saying, if you're even, you're leaving. And if he's even with the cornerback at 10 yards downfield, that is an open streak. You've got a one-on-one with probably your second, maybe third wide receiver, and he's winning deep. Throw him the ball. Now, again, I know that Lamar is rolling to his right. I know that most of his reads are to the right. This play is a product of Lamar Jackson being a half-field reader. He is not good at reading defenses and analyzing plays as they happen. It's called processing. His post-snap processing is bad. And like I said, 10 yards, they're even. At 20 yards, he's leaving. This is a wide open streak. Now, I know that it doesn't look wide open. It looks like it's only like 2 yards of separation. But look at all this leverage that Lamar has to utilize outside, all this area over here, right? So you lead OBJ upfield like this, and you also lead him to the sideline like this, putting the actual target somewhere down there. So this is a play that worked. It just didn't turn into a completion deep because Lamar Jackson read it wrong. Instead, he holds onto the ball way too long and eventually throws the ball away. So it's a throwaway, but it's not an impressive one, right? Like, he didn't do his job well. He didn't need to throw that ball away. He needed to read the play quicker, and he didn't. Here, we'll call this a solid throw. Like, he hits Mark Andrews near the first down. It's 3rd and 1 now. And it's a relatively tight window. And it's Lamar Jackson, so we're going to be super gracious. Now, this is the benefit of Lamar Jackson right here. So again, okay, 9 yards, 8 yards downfield. Not the hardest throw, but we will give him credit. Call it solid. 4th and 1 is where Lamar shows his true value add. 80% of teams are just going to run this up the middle QB sneak. But Lamar is special. So if you've got 10 blockers, they know Lamar's going to get a few yards. And boy, does he. The safety, 38 there, he bites towards the middle gap because he thinks it's going to be a regular power or sneak. Lamar goes outside. 38's flat-footed. I think 38 is L'Jarius Sneed. Now, this is a problem. Lamar Jackson could have had a lot more yards, but he's looking back the entire time, and I'm fine with that. I'm certainly not going to downgrade him for it whatsoever. But one, there was a day when Lamar Jackson probably rips another 20 yards off on that, and two, that hesitation just kind of prevented a bigger play, and in this game, the Ravens really could have used any yards they could have gotten. Play action, top of the drop, wide open. Hit Zay Flowers right there. It's a routine throw, but you have to hit the routine throw when it's there. This is wide open. He is standing in a clean pocket. Now note, there is somebody coming to fix that clean pocket issue for him, but you have to hit the guy. Instead, Lamar Jackson breaks the tackle because he is truly special with his feet. He moves the pocket once. He moves the pocket twice. He settles. And the chaos that he creates makes a wide open receiver. This is an elite throw. This is 2+ pocket movements. This is the kind of thing that makes Lamar Jackson difficult to evaluate. He did everything wrong until he did everything that only a few guys can do. It's an elite play, but it started off with Lamar Jackson fucking up. Next up, we've got a swing pass that Lamar misses. That's bad. That's embarrassing. That's terrible short accuracy, and it happens to Lamar way too often. Now here, we've got another wide open passing play. Top of the drop. Where should Lamar Jackson be looking? Well, his first two reads. Right here, Zay Flowers is running a dig. He's wide open. The ball should be leaving Lamar Jackson's hands already by this still frame, and it should be hitting his best receiver right about there where that circle is. If he's not going to do that, then he needs to understand that, Zay Flowers is running this dig. This receiver here, I believe it's Bateman, is running like a very deep sail post type of thing. Like the thing I drew. Don't worry about the term. I don't know terms as well as I know concepts. Now note, this safety is outside of this receiver, right? So this receiver has inside leverage. What does this mean? If there's a race and the safety has to run like this and the receiver has to run like this, the receiver has the advantage. That's all it means. Which means that Lamar Jackson has to know if he's too scared to throw into this void here to Zay Flowers for the first down, he certainly shouldn't be too afraid to target all this empty space that this receiver is running towards. And it pans out quite exactly like that. Zay Flowers was open. At this point, Lamar has waited long enough that he no longer is. And Rashad Bateman's wide open deep. Instead, Lamar pulls the ball down and takes a sack. He's way too late to recognize Bateman. In fact, I think that he's recognizing that Bateman is open right here. So you can see right here, Lamar Jackson's still looking downfield, and it looks like his eyes are looking here. Now, he could be looking at OBJ, or he could be looking at Rashad Bateman. What he's definitely not looking at is the guy who's about to crush him. And this is a problem with Lamar Jackson's game. He's got a ton of fumbles on the year. He takes a lot of sacks. And he makes up for it with the crazy plays like we saw a little earlier on the touchdown. But these are holes in his game nonetheless. Now, by the fact that we see Lamar Jackson taking a little crow hop here and try to throw deep, I believe he was trying to drive the ball to Bateman, which is the correct read, about a second and a half way too late. And in football terms, a second and a half is like a decade. A play should last about 3 to 4 seconds in the pocket. So, like a maximum 4. Never more than 4. Usually about 3. If you're using half of that time to be late on a read, you fucked up. You let your offensive line down, you let your receivers down. And here, Lamar is oblivious to the guy on his backside who is sacking him and making him fumble. This sack is on Lamar. This is a fumble. It's just as bad as an interception, probably even worse. Really bad play. No matter. The Chiefs completely botch it. They don't move the ball at all. Ravens get the ball back almost exactly where they just had it. Here's Lamar Jackson with a neutral run. Now, how is it a neutral run? It's only for about 2 yards. Well, he breaks a tackle. This is a pretty good idea. Now, if he would have put... it's a run play, We see this, right? Here are some linemen downfield to prove that it's a run play. But first of all, if he bounces this a little further outside, I think he gets more yardage. And second of all, you don't call quarterback power with guys who can throw the ball. So you have to punish him a little bit for the play calling that he necessitates. Now here, it's just a bad throw. He doesn't realize he's got a cornerback blitzing. Rather than throwing to the side that isn't having a cornerback blitz, down here, right? Because he's hot. He can know, I have somebody coming from that area. I can't throw it there. So he can either throw to his right. I don't love that idea. Or, much better option, look, Lamar hasn't let the ball go. There's already the cornerback setting and breaking down. Just loft it over his head. Just throw a nice little softball, kind of like Brock Purdy did in the game a little later in the afternoon. Lob it up there. You don't need to fire it on the running back. Just lightly float it. But Lamar doesn't do that. He guns the ball right into the chest of the defensive back, and it pops up. And frankly, this could have been picked. It's a bad ball, not a pickable ball. Lamar does a really good job to catch it. Good hands. Those could have come in handy if Bill Polian had his way. And then, obviously, good feet. Great run. How do you grade this play? I'm not quite sure. What I did was I did a bad throw and a positive run, which is a neutral play. Those are just... a positive run is just as positive as a bad throw is negative. It equals out to the same. Again, you can see 20... completely broken down, making eye contact with Lamar. Lamar knows what's coming, and he still makes a bad decision. Just really, really bad decision-making throughout the game. And frankly, he's lucky that 20 didn't think to just blow Lamar off of his cleats rather than attempting to make a catch. It was a bad throw. And Chris Jones is on him right away. So let's see it again. The ball's out a little late, but Chris Jones recognized what was coming and sat on it. This isn't really Lamar's fault. He goes sidearm, so it's a lower arm slot. It's easier to bat down. But if he floats this ball, 38 Algeria Sneed is going to decleat Zay Flowers. So really, there's not a lot Lamar could do. Call it a throwaway. That's just not his fault. Play got broken, doesn't matter. Here's one of Lamar's many deep misses. Again, remember when I said if they're even, they're leaving? 15 yards, even, outside leverage. It's the exact same play from earlier. And Lamar misses it. Lamar is now 1 for 2 on his deep balls with one that he just didn't see. Next play we're going to feature, again, Lamar just missing short. This is a bad throw. Ball is over the head of the running back, behind him, just a really bad throw. Lamar has a lot of short misses. He's still not a good NFL passer. And here, a really bad decision. So let's watch it from the beginning again. Top of the drop, what's he looking at? Well, nobody's open yet. It looks like the guy at the bottom of the screen's going deep, and they're not quite even, so he's not quite leaving. Up. Now he's leaving. But again, Lamar Jackson is stuck looking at one half of the field. He does not see the whole field. At this point, he should know it's third down. These two guys aren't an option. The running back is kind of not an option because it's third down. The cornerback has bitten up because it's cover 2, right? This is how the play is supposed to look defensively. So 38 at the top of the screen is supposed to have half field coverage. For whatever reason, he doesn't at all. He just deserts his positioning. And Lamar does a decent job, I guess, because whether he's doing it on purpose, as we mentioned earlier, or he's being an idiot savant, he's staring at the right half of the field like he always does. And Zay Flowers is begging him to stop that. Lamar Jackson, again, has time in the pocket. Part of that is because it's hard to really rush Lamar because you don't want to get stuck behind him, but part of it's because he's got a really good offensive line. Takes his time and finally, late, finds Zay Flowers. Now, Zay Flowers is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 yards downfield. That's not that long of a throw, although Lamar is on the far hash. So call it a 50 air yard throw. Lamar Jackson steps into it, and look at Zay Flowers look like he's fielding a punt. He has to stop, wait, turn, and then wait again. If Lamar Jackson leads him, if Zay Flowers doesn't have to completely stop his feet here at the bottom left of your screen and turn around and wait, if that ball is even 5 yards further downfield, he gets a touchdown here. Lamar Jackson lacking arm strength and anticipation is what is costing the Ravens a touchdown. Now Zay Flowers does a really good job to run after the catch and then gets a taunting penalty to obviate a bunch of it, and that stinks. But look at what Lamar Jackson's seeing. Play action, that's why everybody bites. Staring at the right side of the field at the last second. Good job to throw under pressure, I guess. Doesn't step into his throw enough, doesn't get enough arm on it, because Lamar Jackson has really good arm talent, he just never utilizes it. When he aims the ball, he throws softly. So while he can throw the ball really hard and really far, he rarely does. And yeah, Zay Flowers makes the catch. It's still a good play, but if it was better, it's a touchdown. So that's a solid throw, but a great throw is a touchdown. And then here Lamar just misses his running back, bad throw. And here Lamar hits the extremely easy pass. He stops Zay Flowers' momentum completely, throws the ball behind him, poor placement, but we call it routine anyway. Zay Flowers does a nice job after the catch. And here is the play that most people will blame the game on. Again, wide open, fine. Good play, get the ball to Zay Flowers, and Zay Flowers does a good job to get to the goal line. Now, yeah, maybe Zay Flowers shouldn't have dove with the ball out. Maybe Zay Flowers should have just put his head down and charged to see if he could get the extra yard. Who cares? If Lamar Jackson had led him 2 plays prior, he already has a touchdown, and that never happens. Regardless, the Chiefs can't score the ball. They can't do anything with the ball. So the Ravens are going to continue getting chances. Remember, if they would have scored 18 points in this game, they win. Lamar deep, misses again. Now we're up to 4 deep passes with one that he didn't notice. One of them was very accurate, and one of them was caught, but not quite accurate. Tons of time in the pocket. Everybody's open, basically. Instead, he decides to try to run when time is of the essence. Neutral run. Solid, fine, whatever. Time in the pocket. Nobody open yet. Good on him. Aguilar's about to come open. Doesn't anticipate it. Waits too long. Runs around. This is excellent pocket mobility. 2+ pocket movements. And then a negative run, because on 3rd down, he ran for a yard. It's a bad play. You got dudes. You got dudes. Bad throw. Misses downfield. Bateman had the entire world in front of him as far as space goes. Lamar has plenty of space to stop, reset the pocket. So he gets a plus pocket movement for extending the play, moving the pocket. But he just misses. A lot of really inaccurate ball from Lamar today. This isn't that. This is a nice throw. From a muddy pocket, he's not being hit. He's not really being pressured, but it's not clean in there. Nice, great even, 20-yard corner route. Great throw. Give it to him. Another deep ball, another miss. Ball landed out of bounds despite the fact that his receiver had upfield leverage. That's now 5, and he's hit 2 of them. And here, another deep ball. Lead the receiver. He doesn't. He throws it behind him. Really bad. Like, this is the problem. Isaiah Likely's hand is up for a reason. Right? Like, he knows what's about to happen. Put the ball at the back of the end zone high, and that's a touchdown. Furthermore, knowing the context of the game, the only thing that the Ravens can't do here is turn the ball over. A touchdown puts them within a field goal, and a field goal puts them within a touchdown. It was all right there. But again, Isaiah Likely's wide open. Lead him, please. It's a 30-yard throw. It's not hard. It's right down the middle of the field. Lamar Jackson makes instead of a 35-yard throw like it should have been, he makes a 30-yard throw. And it goes the other way. Into triple coverage. Underthrows the ball. Just terrible. That's not even bad decision-making that much. It looks bad because it's triple coverage. That's just remarkably bad deep accuracy. Like, it's not that Lamar can't throw the ball more than 30 yards. It's that he can't do it accurately. And that basically cost them the game, because if they would have kicked a field goal there, this is a whole different ball game. Here, no fault sack. I mean, he's right on him. No fault. Lamar Jackson could not have gotten that ball out quick enough. Plenty of time in the pocket. Instead of making the short throw, Lamar does some crazy shit. Now, this one's tough to grade. We'll watch the tight copy. Like, his receivers outside were open. Take note. He could have thrown the ball right there. He doesn't like what he sees. He doesn't trust himself as a passer. His confidence is clearly shaken. So he moves for no reason and then makes a no-look bullet pass for no reason. And he throws it behind the receiver. The receiver has to make a crazy catch. We'll call it routine because it's Lamar and I'm accused of being biased against him, but that's tough. Call it routine, call it a plus pocket movement, but I thought it was a bad play. Now here, Lamar waits way too fucking long. Top of your drop. If nothing's there, just check it down. But something is there, because once again, Lamar Jackson's neglecting the deep ball. And like, part of the allure of being Lamar Jackson, of having a cannon arm and really fast legs, is that you hit the deep ball. Additionally, because now he's waited so fucking long, he's got another deep ball coming open. This is 2 deep ball opportunities on one play. That doesn't happen. He steps up, he's not throwing the ball to the wide open guy, and he takes a sack. Like, look at this. Ball should be out right now. Ball should be out, headed over here to hit this pot shot. It's a 20, 30-yard gain. Lamar fails, and the receiver at the top of the field falls down, Zay Flowers. But once he stands up, the cornerback forgets about him. So right here, Lamar should be noticing, oh shit, cornerback's facing the wrong way, not thinking about the receiver. Fire one in there for another different 20 yards. And Lamar doesn't see that either. The receiver is now waving wide open. At this point, Lamar is under pressure because he's got a man on him, but you're Lamar Jackson. Run. Step up while running and throw the ball while running 15 yards downfield. Don't even lead him. Just throw a bullet pass. Instead, Lamar runs negative gain. Or not negative gain. Negative run. Tiny gain, if any. Like, the man is just not seeing things downfield. Another one. He's it's second down. He's got time. They're already in field goal range for Justin Tucker. Why are you checking the ball down here, which is fine, when you've got your number one receiver at the top of the screen in cover 2 again, and you can hit him on a pot shot? So it's a routine throw, but it could have been so much more. He keeps on missing the wide open deep plays. Here, bad throw. Leaves it behind. You'll see right here, plus pocket movement. He throws through contact. That's nice. But he leaves the ball behind. Lead that receiver. Put it low. It can be completed. He messed up. Another play where I think he should have gone deep, but I understand why you wouldn't. Right here is where you got to throw it. You don't have a ton of room out the back of the end zone. But the top of the screen, put the ball here. This safety is still facing forward. He's flat-footed. So he's not really going to be part of the play. Right? Like, he's facing this way, and your receiver's running this way. Hit the receiver. But alas. Instead, he rolls out and throws the ball away. While throwaway is not always the end of the world, when you're down 10 at the end of the game, and you have to settle for a field goal, and you never get the ball back, it's a little worse. But it wouldn't matter that much if he didn't throw the pick into triple coverage on an open seam route that he just underthrew. And it wouldn't have been so bad if he would have hit Zay Flowers on that deep touchdown with broken coverage. And it wouldn't have been so bad if he would have gotten the ball out instead of fumbling near his own goal line. But it could have been worse if the other interceptable pass he threw was picked. So while a lot of people really want to blame Zay Flowers for fumbling at the goal line, and a lot of people really want to blame the offensive coordinator for not running the ball, the game plan worked. Dudes were open downfield all game, and Lamar got pretty good protection. Sure, Lamar could have took off with his legs more often, but he didn't need to. He just needed to make the throws that were there. And that's what I think gets lost so often when people evaluate quarterbacks. When people are looking at games casually on the broadcast angle and they're not stopping to take time and figure out exactly what's going on, it's really easy to think, oh, dude, Lamar's running for his life, or oh, dude, that run was sick. Did you see that? And it's really hard to realize the run for 8 yards is okay, but it would have been a lot better if he just threw the ball to the open guy 15 yards downfield. It is really hard to realize that there are dudes open deep all day. And yeah, you can take a check down, but at some point you got to hit that dude. On the game, Lamar had 5 deep attempts, one of which was accurate and was a touchdown, one of which was catchable but not accurate. And that was Zay Flowers' bomb that ended with the fumble because he didn't lead Zay Flowers. He missed the rest. And then there were 4 deep attempts he should have taken and didn't. It's just a lot of missed opportunity. And it all falls squarely on Lamar Jackson's shoulders. I know that he's going to win MVP this year, and I know that people have been really impressed with his progress as a passer, myself included. He's been a lot better as a passer this year than in years past, and I didn't think he had this in him. I'm impressed. I thought he was legitimately decent this year after years of being not decent. This is easily the best year of his career. But I don't think he should win MVP, and I certainly don't think that we should be ignoring the fact that he laid an egg and cost his team a trip to the Super Bowl. All they had to do was score 20 points. The Chiefs did nothing on offense. 18 points wins the game. You have the MVP at quarterback, and you can't manage, despite the Chiefs turning the ball over and literally doing nothing in the second half. You can call me a hater all you want, but it's right there on the film. Lamar Jackson failed as a passer. And it's not the offensive coordinator's fault. Did a really good job. Dudes were open. It's not the receiver's fault because after years of begging for Lamar to get better receivers, he's got a really good stable of receivers and tight ends. His offensive line is sick, as it's always been. There's one weak link, and it's Lamar Jackson. Maybe he turns it around. Maybe he gets better. This certainly isn't his best game. He's been better than this before, but you got to call it what it is. This game, Lamar was putrid. This game, Lamar was the reason they lost. While throwaway is not always the end of the world, when you're down 10 at the end of the game and you have to settle for a field goal and you never get the ball back, it's a little worse. But it wouldn't matter that much if he didn't throw the pick into triple coverage on an open seam route that he just underthrew. And it wouldn't have been so bad if he would have hit Zay Flowers on that deep touchdown with broken coverage. And it wouldn't have been so bad if he would have gotten the ball out instead of fumbling near his own goal line. But it could have been worse if the other interceptable pass he threw was picked. So while a lot of people really want to blame Zay Flowers for fumbling at the goal line, and a lot of people really want to blame the offensive coordinator for not running the ball, the game plan worked. Dudes were open downfield all game, and Lamar got pretty good protection. Sure, Lamar could have took off with his legs more often, but he didn't need to. He just needed to make the throws that were there. And that's what I think gets lost so often when people evaluate quarterbacks. When people are looking at games casually on the broadcast angle and they're not stopping to take time and figure out exactly what's going on, it's really easy to think, oh, dude, Lamar's running for his life, or oh, dude, that run was sick. Did you see that? And it's really hard to realize the run for 8 yards is okay, but it would have been a lot better if he just threw the ball to the open guy 15 yards downfield. It is really hard to realize that there are dudes open deep all day. And yeah, you can take a check down, but at some point you got to hit that dude. On the game, Lamar had 5 deep attempts, one of which was accurate and was a touchdown, one of which was catchable but not accurate. And that was Zay Flowers' bomb that ended with the fumble because he didn't lead Zay Flowers. He missed the rest. And then there were 4 deep attempts he should have taken and didn't. It's just a lot of missed opportunity. And it all falls squarely on Lamar Jackson's shoulders. I know that he's going to win MVP this year, and I know that people have been really impressed with his progress as a passer, myself included. He's been a lot better as a passer this year than in years past, and I didn't think he had this in him. I'm impressed. I thought he was legitimately decent this year after years of being not decent. This is easily the best year of his career. But I don't think he should win MVP, and I certainly don't think that we should be ignoring the fact that he laid an egg and cost his team a trip to the Super Bowl. All they had to do was score 20 points. The Chiefs did nothing on offense. 18 points wins the game. You have the MVP at quarterback, and you can't manage, despite the Chiefs turning the ball over and literally doing nothing in the second half. You can call me a hater all you want, but it's right there on the film. Lamar Jackson failed as a passer. And it's not the offensive coordinator's fault. Did a really good job. Dudes were open. It's not the receiver's fault because after years of begging for Lamar to get better receivers, he's got a really good stable of receivers and tight ends. His offensive line is sick, as it's always been. There's one weak link, and it's Lamar Jackson. Maybe he turns it around. Maybe he gets better. This certainly isn't his best game. He's been better than this before, but you got to call it what it is. This game, Lamar was putrid. This game, Lamar was the reason they lost. What do you think? Did I miss a play? Do you think I got something wrong? Let me know in the comments. Give me a timestamp so I know what we're talking about, and let's break down football. If you disagree, tell me why, tell me where. If you don't, you can't really disagree with my take. At least about this game. Maybe you think Lamar is better overall, but in this game, he highlighted a lot of the things that are wrong with his game. Bad ball security, bad processing, bad deep accuracy. That's like, bad short game. That's like half of being a quarterback. That's honestly, that might be more than half of being a quarterback. Anyway, I'm going to get started on my Patrick Mahomes video, but until then, I'll be grinding film. Hasta. What do you think? Did I miss a play? Do you think I got something wrong? Let me know in the comments. Give me a timestamp so I know what we're talking about, and let's break down football. If you disagree, tell me why, tell me where. If you don't, you can't really disagree with my take. At least about this game. Maybe you think Lamar is better overall, but in this game, he highlighted a lot of the things that are wrong with his game. Bad ball security, bad processing, bad deep accuracy. That's like, bad short game. That's like half of being a quarterback. That's honestly, that might be more than half of being a quarterback. Anyway, I'm going to get started on my Patrick Mahomes video, but until then, I'll be grinding film. Hasta.